Hello, everybody, and welcome to Land and Hayley Overtime, the podcast brought to you by Domiano Pizza, Pasta, Beer, Bourbon. It's located in Lexington, Kentucky at 503 South Upper Street. That is on the University of Kentucky campus right across the street from the Target store. It is the fantastic pasta that you hear us brag about. It is the pizza that is so wonderful and delectable. Haley's favorite, of course, is the margarita pizza. Mine is the Coach. Mm-hmm. Mine's more meat-oriented. Mm-hmm. Although you do add pepperoni to
Oh, my gosh.
margarita.
It is a seasoned pork ring.
You can dine in or take out. Sometimes I do the Uber Eats.
I thought you were going to say sometimes I do both. I dine in and I get a takeout.
I do
Why
that
not?
as
It's that
well.
good.
I box. It's that big. The portions are huge, by the way.
Huge.
Huge. Anyway, Domiano, 503 South Upper Street, Lexington, Kentucky. You can make reservations if you choose to. 859-303-8373. A great place to watch the game, especially if you want to sit there at the bar.
Absolutely. Thank you to our friends at Domiano for sponsoring today's podcast. What's up? Oh, get your yawn out. Get it going.
Well, I thought you were going to do something, not ask me a question.
Oh, well, never let them know your next move. If you guys are watching the video version of this, which if you're not, you can check it out every week. It gets uploaded to the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. At the same time, it gets uploaded to wherever you listen to podcasts. On the video version, you'll see gorgeous Christmas decor on our table and behind us. Lee and I made these holiday wreaths just this morning for a shoot for the show. And so you'll see that whole package coming up soon on the show. We decided to hang the wreaths. Lee, you did a great job. Yours is behind you. Mine is behind mine. Got these wreaths for, I think, $5 or $6 plain from Michael's, and then all the little Christmassy cuteness to go on them there as well.
The doodads.
The doodads, the duds.
The duds.
The duds.
What you call
I
it?
sent to our Lee and Haley group chat this morning, hey guys, I'm running to Michael's to get the wreath duds. And Lee writes back, okay, thank you. And then I think he had time to think about it because about 5 or 10 minutes goes by and I get another text from him in the group text that said, what are duds?
Yeah.
And is that not, were you just being funny, or have you never heard anything described as, I got to get my duds?
No, a dud is a thing that didn't work, like a bomb. That was a dud. The show was a dud.
See, I hear that.
date
It was a real dud. Yes,
was
I've
a
heard
dud.
that. But I've also heard it used as in like, oh, I got to get my duds. Got to get my things.
I would say things. I've never heard it as
Well, wait, let
I've
me
heard
teach
of
you about synonyms.
doodads.
Doodads, duds, goods, things, items.
I've never heard duds. Other than maybe in clothing. Oh, look at these new duds.
See, so you have heard it as used as a
Clothing.
different thing. Well, I got clothing for our wreaths.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Merry Christmas to everyone who is listening. Thanksgiving was wonderful. It is now behind us. We are deep, deep into the Christmas season. I tell you what, in December when I was a kid, once it hit December 1, oh, the countdown was on. And it felt like December 25th, Christmas Day, was never going to get there. Never. Did you have that same experience?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to look at the perspective of a child. If you're, say, 5, 10 years old, a year is a very long time.
Oh, huge.
You've been alive for only 5 of them.
Yeah.
And that's your entire life. So a year takes forever.
Yeah.
Now, when you're my age, they're flying by.
Oh my gosh, I know. I turn around and it's another year. It's so crazy.
I mean, decades now. What used to feel like a year is now a decade to me.
Yeah.
Like that. 10 years have gone. Boom. I've known you for 10 years.
Isn't
Since
that
you
crazy?
first walked into my life and ruined it.
I knew it. Since I first walked in and lit up the fire.
I wish it was a dud.
Oh.
No. It was like an atomic weapon.
Oh my gosh.
My life was blown apart.
I am the mushroom cloud of your life.
Yes.
Look at this though. Come on.
My nickname for you is Napoleon Blown Apart.
That was hurtful. Nice though. That was good. It was comedic, but it hurts very deeply.
Yeah.
But yeah, truly, yeah, you and I have known each other for 10 years. I moved to Lexington, which, if you're listening, you don't know, Lee and I both live and broadcast out of Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, I moved here for a job in local news in 2014, 10 years ago.
And you met me. And then you're like,
Yeah, you and I were working on the morning show. You were already there. You'd been there for 40 years. that morning show. No, you don't. How long had you been working on the morning show? We both worked at the NBC affiliate in Lexington, WLEX.
I think I did right at 20. Maybe 19 to be specific. Because I was at that place for 20 plus, like 22 years.
And I was there
before they gave me a wonderful send-off.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, that was good. And they got everybody to notice that it was time for you to go. They were like, hey, everybody, he's leaving. Okay. Anyway, well, I was there for 5 years. So we worked together there for 5 years. But so you'd been there, let's say, around 15 by the time I got there.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And when I came in, you were like, this is what TV's all about.
That's what I said?
Yeah, you said that. Your memory's bad. But when I walked in and you saw my first show, you were like, I remember it was like a lot of clapping.
Yeah.
A lot of, you asked for my autograph. And I remember being like, that is so sweet. And so I signed your chest.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. I remember distinctly because you had on, I moved in the fall and you had on kind of like an autumn colorful motif bustier under your suit. I remember that distinctly. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to help that little guy. I'm going to do a TV show.
So what you did, you came and rescued me.
I did.
Yeah.
No, it was wonderful. We've had such a wonderful time.
Yeah, here we are.
Becoming friends, but also doing a wonderful show together. So it's been great. So yeah, 10 years. Wow. But yeah, you're right. But as a kid, I remember counting down the days to the 25th, asking my mom, like, how many more days is it? And I'm sure she was like, you idiot. It was 10 yesterday. Well, a little bit more. And then when you're a kid and Santa's real and...
What do you mean?
Santa's real. Exactly what I said. Santa's real.
Okay.
When you're a kid and Santa's real. And
what if I'm not a kid?
Santa's real.
Okay. What? It's weird the way you
Okay,
said
I'm sorry.
that.
You're right. I said it incorrectly. Okay. So anyway, you're a kid. Santa's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're trying to go to sleep on Christmas Eve, and then when you wake up on Christmas morning, have you ever heard the phrase, it was like Christmas morning?
Yeah.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah.
What a feeling when you're a kid.
Why? Boy, what I wouldn't love to know what that would be like.
You never had a Christmas day? You never woke up on Christmas
quite
Day?
on Santa's radar.
Were you always hungover?
Apparently.
Oh, Santa never came to your house.
Not really. No.
Now, do you think that was because of bad behavior?
According to social services, yes.
Social services really is when the parents are behaving badly.
Yeah.
A child,
Santa sometimes will punish a child for his parents' behavior.
That's not true. Do you mean the juvenile detention center?
No.
Juvie came
No,
a-calling?
I was a good kid.
Then what are you talking about?
I do
so if your
remember-
parents committed a crime, they're like, that's it, the only rightful punishment, we're going to kidnap your child.
I do recall, but that wasn't Santa. It was my grandparents that gave me a drum kit, my very first drum kit.
Oh, no. Do you know how many kids would kill for a drum kit?
It was a toy drum kit.
Oh, you wanted...
It wasn't a real drum kit.
I was going to try to think of a brand of drums, and I could come up with nothing.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl.
Look at me.
Right. So I think I played it for a day and went through it. Like the snare was like...
Went through it.
Yeah, like you hit it with a stick and it's paper. It's not real.
Oh, yeah, and you were
not the
really
real-
giving it. You were really giving it the business.
Yeah.
Drumming away.
Yeah, sure.
Where's my mom?
Yeah. I saw a video.
Okay, but Santa always came to see you. You always got gifts on Christmas.
I did.
Okay, so stop with the lies. Okay,
I'm not lying.
that part's true, but you always say Santa never came.
Well, he started to do weird stuff.
When I was he started, it got weird. You didn't know where he was going to come.
Yeah, by the time I was age 8, Santa started to drink. And he wasn't
milk.
And it wasn't taking care of me the way I felt I should be taken care of.
I've told you about that. My grandmother told me either the piano teacher that taught my mom and my aunt how to play the piano, or maybe she was like a dance teacher. They always like reference her. But she iconically would drink milk during their lessons. Like she had on a coaster on top of the piano.
How big was this woman?
Not very big, skim milk, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well, one day someone tasted it. It was primarily vodka.
So it was like
with like a little bit of milk.
So she was drinking.
She was having a
A
cocktail.
White Russian.
Yeah, with no cinnamon in it. So all her students just, or
You
whatever
don't have to
it
put
is.
cinnamon in a White Russian.
Well, Lee, do you know what flavors it? Coffee liqueur. She didn't have any of that in there.
Kahlua, and then almost, I wanted to say Kahlua.
I know. I was like,
I don't know,
ooh.
but I stopped myself.
Well-
So I gave myself a speech impediment.
Kahlua.
Kahlua. Kahlua, it's, or it can be Bailey sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, half and half.
Vodka, half and
And
half.
vodka.
Well, hers
Sure.
was just a tumbler of ice with
Or-
vodka and a little bit of milk.
You do it the way my buddy Cameron Mills, the evangelist, taught me how to
I
do it.
just watched him on TV calling a game the other day.
Calling a game, for Jesus. He,
The Lord wants you to rise up.
He's taught me the old bourbon ball trick. So instead of vodka,
I've fallen for that too before.
use bourbon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, instead of vodka.
Yeah, it's actually better because it doesn't break apart. Vodka, for some reason, will break apart the cream and all of that. But bourbon infuses and mixes. It's like it's made for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
Wow, that actually really sounds good. I haven't had one.
You want to make one?
Please tell me you have the stuff just right under the desk and you're like, here it is.
Well, we got bourbon there.
Yeah, but do you have everything
We
else?
got, we could try a little something.
We don't have milk.
We have coffee creamer.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right now?
No, we don't have to.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
What are you going to do? Tell me real quick, if we do it, what's it going to look like? You're going to have a glass with ice, and then what are you going to do?
Well, actually,
Shot of
probably what we
bourbon.
should do is make Irish coffees.
Okay, so you do, okay.
We do
Probably
some
what
coffee.
we should do. You're
We
acting
make
like what we've got to
coffee,
do.
Because we got coffee creamer and we throw some bourbon in there, and we're good.
That does sound really good.
We could share one.
You could just have a whole one. I feel like you're really wanting one.
Why would I need a whole one? I don't want to go on that journey alone.
What? See you on the other side. Our executive producer, Bridget, was telling us yesterday, everybody has bits in their life, just funny things you and your friends or you and your family always say to each other, or something you might say to your dog or you say to yourself. Bridget said one of the things that she says, she takes like a lot of vitamins, and she said one is like a collagen supplement, which is for like skin. And she said every time she takes it, if her husband or dogs are in the room as she's taking it, she says, whew, see you on the other side. Like she's about to get absolutely high off
No,
her
I love
ass. I do too. So we've been saying that nonstop to each other in the office ever since then.
The thing I do is anytime a truck or a train toots its horn, I always say, excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
That's
do
classic.
it even to myself. If I'm like on a walk and I go, excuse me. I am so ingrained in doing that.
Yeah.
I do it anyway.
Yeah, Pavlov's dogs. You just got to do it. I've got stuff like that I'll do to myself and just be like,
Yeah.
so fun to joke with yourself. I love it. I can't, when people put me on the spot and ask like, what bits do you do? I do bits constantly. I don't know what they are. If they come up organically, they happen. Otherwise, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I can't think of them.
Right.
I can think of one.
What is it?
Well, I can't give the backstory. Okay, I'll tell the backstory. So a thing my friend Claire and I always say to each other, if we've seen someone that we kind of know and we're talking about that person later of like, oh, I saw so-and-so. Like if I saw them, what would I even say? We'll be like, well, you just say, oh, Facebook. Wow. Because one time, a guy that we kind of worked with peripherally, he left a TV station where he was working.
I know this guy.
Because he posted some weird stuff on Facebook and they ended up letting him go. Or maybe
This guy?
I don't know. Oh, no, different guy.
Oh.
Well, then we saw him at a charity event a few months later and we like said our pleasantries of like, oh, hello, good to see you. And he walked away and I go, that was good. What if I'd just gone, oh, Facebook, wow. So we always say it's just kind of like a filler. If you're ever stuck in a weird conversation, just go, well, anyway, Facebook, wow. Because it's like, I don't know. That's all. That for us is our bit of just filler. If you don't know what to say, just say that. Because that could jump off from anywhere.
Sure.
Anyone's going to be like, yeah, I guess. Facebook is a good thing to say to people if you want to get them to talk. Another one I picked up from a girl on TikTok, coincidentally, that I do this a lot. It's one of my new favorite things is I'm hanging out with a group of people that I know and have seen a million times. But as I'm getting up to leave, I like to say it was really nice meeting you guys and walk off. Like we don't know each other. And I stole that from a girl on TikTok who was talking about bits in her life like 2 years ago. And that one just stuck with me, and it's hilarious. It gets a laugh every time, mainly from me when I'm the one saying it. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
I was watching this couple the other day. They were reading off some meme about things white people say.
So good.
And they were
White people
laughing hysterically because apparently they do these things.
Yeah.
And they are white.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things was once you run into somebody you just saw minutes before or hours before, you always say, long time no see.
Oh, stupid whites. Another one is white people love to, I've seen those lists. And another one is white people, they love to say, we got here right on time. We're glad we got here when we did.
When there's a line.
When there's a line. When you get in line and then suddenly the line, you look behind you, the line really, it's
got here just in time.
Got here just in time. Glad we got here when we did.
Right.
Huh.
True.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, white people say the darndest things. We are annoying, I'll tell you that. Anyway, snow cream. Thoughts?
I haven't had snow cream in a long time.
Yeah, me neither. Pretty much since I was a kid.
That? That's vanilla extract or just vanilla flavoring?
One and
sugar,
the same.
Right? Some
yeah,
sugar.
and then I think some sort of cream. Probably cream.
Yeah, I guess.
And
cream.
Snow.
Yeah, of course, you got to have the snow.
You got to have the snow.
Yeah.
My mom made it for us sometimes when we were kids. Not that often because I grew up in Tennessee, and for us, a big snow was half an inch.
Yeah.
So oftentimes there'd be grass in it if we'd go out and try to collect the snow. Occasionally we'd get a good snow here and there.
If you've seen that thing that's out from a highlight of Jeopardy and Alex Trebek with a lady, he goes, Alex is talking to this lady, very, demure lady, and he says, so it says you got married on Christmas. Aww. She goes, yes, I always wanted a white wedding, but apparently we didn't get any snow that entire day, but I sure got 8 inches on my honeymoon.
Oh my gosh.
She says this to Alex Trebek. And
Did she really mean it that way? Was she trying to make a joke, or was she saying, then we went to Breckenridge and got tons of snow?
No, Alex's eyes are bugged out like, okay.
That's amazing.
And the crowd goes nuts.
Oh my God, amazing. Joke of the year. Yeah. Facebook, wow. Yeah. That is awesome. I love that.
It was a good joke.
It is a good joke.
Mm-hmm. And then there was the other Jeopardy meme I saw where it's like Ken Jennings was playing against 2 other champions.
Yeah.
But one guy had 0.
Oh.
And the other, like Ken was running away with it. And then another guy had a bunch of points too. Mm-hmm. And Alex says, now, don't let the final scores fool you because we're going to erase these scores. We're going to start. They'll get to keep those points, but we're going to start from scratch. And everybody goes, boop, 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 0. Well, the guy sitting next to Ken Jennings on the other side, the guy who had some points, he goes, Alex, you forgot to change Jack's score. Because they all zeroed out. He goes, hey, Alex, you forgot to change Jack's score over there.
Oh, okay. He's just being mean.
Yeah, he's very mean, and the audience loved that.
That is very funny. I'm sorry I delayed laugh. I thought there was more. But that's just on my misunderstanding.
Yeah, you didn't follow.
I did. I guess I had to be there. It sounds potentially very funny. Kalula. It sounds like a Hawaiian island.
Yeah.
From the Hawaiian island of Kalula. Okay, we were off for Thanksgiving last week. We pre-recorded a Thanksgiving episode of this podcast, so we had that for you last week. But since we actually recorded, we were off for Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving? What was the best thing you ate? And did you cook anything? Did you contribute in any way besides your sparkling personality?
That's what I bring to the table. People are delighted when I show up.
Do you bring a casserole?
I didn't show up last year.
Did you bring?
I sent a message.
Oh, yeah, you did go to Florida over the Thanksgiving, and your family was very
irritated.
Because you didn't let anybody know.
I let them. I said,
hey,
I'm
know
not
when
coming.
You sent a picture.
When they said, hey, we're going to eat
Did you really just say, hey, thug?
No, we're going to eat around, we're going to eat around 6. I'm like, well, I'm in Florida. What?
See, that is terrible.
I'm not going.
You were already there? What a punk.
I didn't want to be around happy people with their significant others and all that. I'm like, I'm out.
Okay. What about
So-
your nephews? Your dad?
Well, they probably had dates too.
Your little nephews that were like
Yes.
12 and 7 at the time?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, so this year you went and you just bring your personality. So do you bring like a casserole dish with foil over it, and when they take the foil off, it's a frame photo of you, and you're like, that's right, that's what I brought.
That's what I do. I don't bring anything. No one expects me to bring anything.
And is that a good thing? You
I
can't
think
even
so.
bring a roll or, I don't know, some plates, maybe some napkins, maybe a store-bought pie.
Nah, they got everything over there.
Wow, what a mooch. You are a Thanksgiving moocher.
I don't have to go.
Why they want you there is beyond me. So you told us before the break you were going to go to 2, like one of your brothers, maybe one of your dads.
I did.
Is that what happened?
That's correct.
What'd you bring to maybe your dad? Still nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, what's the best thing you ate at both locales?
I don't know. I guess the side dishes are all pretty good.
When I ask you about anything related to your family, you act as if you're being interrogated.
Well,
I'm just trying to make fun holiday food conversation. Do you think they're listening and they're like, he better say mashed potatoes or he's dead?
No, they don't listen.
Okay, well, what's something that was
They
good?
don't-
Maybe not
like
the
my
best.
dad has no clue how a podcast works.
Okay, then what are you worried about? Let's tear him to shreds.
Well, I
Top
don't
10
need to
least
tear
favorite
him to
things about your
shreds.
dad.
No,
What is something good that you ate? Why is this so hard?
well, I think my brother deep fried a turkey. So that was good.
Deep fried turkey is
Yes.
fire.
The ham is always delightful.
A ham is always delightful.
And the sides were wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of sides?
They broccoli casserole, mashed potatoes and gravy.
Why are you being cagey? I think you
Beans?
might not have a brother. I think this is all made up.
Okay.
What about at your dad's house? Now, your stepmother is from North
Michigan.
Michigan. So you said
Sometimes
she
her
has
dishes
some
are a little different.
like
but they're
oyster
all-
dressing. Did she have oyster dressing?
I don't recall if it was oyster dressing, but
Okay, don't say I don't recall to me. Again, you're not being interrogated. You're not on the stand. Don't start using on advice of counsel. I simply cannot
I
answer.
plead the fifth.
How much butter was at the table at your
There
stepmom's?
was a stick of it in front of me. Everybody had their own stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to have
I missed out-
bludgeoned you with questions.
I missed out on the bread. I noticed that other people had it. And I was like, well, where did they put
Oh,
the
here
bread?
we go. You being slighted again.
Well, I just didn't see it. Yeah, but it was. Oh, what did she do? My stepmother.
That's right. She made me mad.
No, she made some kind of. Okay, so she had slices of cheese
Okay.
with a pepper jack jelly. You know what I'm talking about?
Pepper jelly?
Pepper jelly. Okay.
Oh, like a block of cream cheese with pepper jelly over it.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
With a cracker.
no.
Oh,
no,
okay, sorry.
A slice of cheese with then cream cheese and then pepper jelly, and you ate the cheese, or you'd put that on a cracker.
On a cracker.
But you had cheese, and then you had cream
Cheese.
and then you had the pepper jelly
Oh, yeah.
on a cracker.
Oh,
If
yum.
but the cracker was not a part of that. You had to move it over.
When I was a kid at my Uncle Bill's house, they always had a cheese ball, and then next to that was a block of cream cheese with either red or green pepper jelly over
Yeah.
it. And then the
Prefer
little
red.
the little knife thing to put it on there.
Right. Putty knife.
Yeah, they had a putty knife. And so in your spare time between bites, you puttied some holes in the wall and then also scooped yourself some. What are your thoughts on cheese balls?
I'm fine with it.
I'll allow them to be made.
Yeah, I'm
What about
okay.
sausage balls?
Not a big fan.
What?
It-
What's not to absolutely adore with everything in your
I'll
fiber?
tell you why. I don't know why I have this in my head, but a sausage ball. First of all, it can be dry, and
It can be dry.
second of all, it looks like a hair magnet. I feel like there is hair
It could be a hairball.
wound
a
up
cat
in there somehow. It's going to get caught in my throat, and I'm going to vomit. That's what I think of sausage balls.
Sausage.
Ah.
Seriously, you
Yeah.
worry about that? You think?
Yeah, I can't
why
do it.
Why would hair be in there more than it is in any other
I don't
food?
like. See, that's very British, where they take meat, dry it, make it as dry as they can, and put breading or crackers or something around it.
Mm-hmm.
No, meat should be moist.
Yeah. You're a moist meat guy.
Absolutely.
Always have been. I love sausage balls. A guy I used to work with, my first job in TV was WBKO in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and my co-host was the meteorologist, Chris Allen. And every holiday at that station, he would bring, I don't know if he made them or if his wife made them, but they were so good because somehow they were moist. Like you'd pick them up or put it on a fork and eat it, and it wasn't like a dry, hard. It was just, oh my gosh, I don't even know. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I remember I was in Morocco at Epcot once.
Oh, okay. I was like, you've been to Morocco and you've never shared this? Amazing.
And I had some kind of dish where it was, I forgot the name of it, but it was like a flaky breading, and there was meat inside of it. It was baked that way. So it wasn't like a sandwich.
Okay.
Like a casserole almost.
Okay.
And I got choked. It was so dry. And I coughed, and particulate of just a dust cloud left me.
Which is?
And just dust. Poof, 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 poof.
What came out of your mouth?
What? I don't know. It was a cloud. Oh,
I keep trying to make a fart joke
I
and you
see what
won't
you're
let
doing.
me.
Well, no, I described myself as coughing.
I know that. I was just being funny. Okay, so what happened to dislodge the...
I didn't. I left Morocco.
And walked to Germany next door or whatever.
I grabbed my nearest law enforcement and I said, Louis, this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship.
And are you and Louis still in touch?
No.
I don't know. This could be a totally different part of the world. Forgive my extreme and self-aware ignorance. Was it like baklava?
Yeah,
Is that the thing that's the tiny little
It
dough?
was not baklava. I know what
There's
baklava
one that's
is.
like filled with meat and another that's like a dessert one.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it in the same family, but it wasn't a dessert. It was either an appetizer or the entree. I can't remember. But it was not good for me.
Not good for me.
And I'm sure there are people that love it, but I didn't like it. Like, I'm not a big fan of dates. Do you like dates?
Love them.
Yeah.
But I like them like blended into a smoothie or with like peanut butter and chocolate on it or something. I can't eat them plain. It's like sickeningly sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
a part
sorry.
of the
I was thinking of
olive family. I don't
was
like
it a
that.
samosa?
No. I don't know what that is.
It's more Indian, I suppose. Well, I'm thinking of an episode of The Office where they are celebrating Kelly, played by Mindy Kaling. She is, I believe, Hindu in the show. And Diwali. They're celebrating the holiday of Diwali.
Yeah.
And they go there and they're all sitting there, and Michael, played by Steve Carell, says, "Oh my God, this is the worst s'more I've ever had." And Carol, his real life wife, is playing his date on this, and she's like, "Those are samosas," and it's like a savory thing. And he takes a big bite, and goes, "Oh, this is the worst s'more I've ever had." And she was like, "Those are samosas," and he was like, "Well, it's not good."
I love the outtakes of him trying to get through the little flat screen TV that he bought at his apartment.
It's so good at their townhome.
Yeah, Krasinski and the whole cast.
It's ridiculous.
Keeps breaking down.
That whole episode where they're having dinner at he and Jan's apartment.
Yeah, they get in the fight.
And they get in the fight. She's dancing suggestively to her assistant Hunter's music. Mm-hmm. She has her candle room upstairs, their bedroom. He sleeps on the little stool basically at the end of the bed. They walk in and there's a camera set up by the bed.
No.
And he's like, "You said you'd put that away." Or she says it. Oh my God, that whole episode. And then Pam, believes that Michael and Pam used to date, and she's jealous. And Pam's like, no. She's like, never.
No.
Oh, it's so good. That episode, if I had to pick there are like 2 to 3 episodes that are so perfect on that show, but that one I think is top tier for me. The dinner party.
Yeah. You know what I watched over the weekend? La La Land.
Oh my gosh, La La Land.
Gosling and Emma Stone really is amazing. Has she either won the Academy Award for that? I think she did.
I
know she was nominated.
did.
I think she won.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I'm 90% sure she did.
That was the year.
I'm envisioning her in those press photos right after holding
Warren
it.
Beatty and whoever he's with screwed up
the Best Picture.
Well, they didn't screw it up. They were handed the wrong envelope.
Yeah, and they said La La Land won, but it was actually Moonlight.
Yeah. But they were all on stage celebrating. Yeah. And they had to fix it. It's horrible.
Classic.
But that movie's so good.
It is really
That
good.
director who also did Whiplash, it has such an affinity for music. I mean, it comes through his passion. You can see it on screen. And so Gosling's description of jazz is how I feel about comedy in some ways. I mean, there's a reverence and a respect for it that only someone who's really passionate and a student of that understands it. So although I love jazz, and partly because of that movie. I remember seeing it through really the director's eyes as told by Gosling, but I'm like, yes, I get it. It's so good. That movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Absolutely fantastic. I saw it at the Kentucky Theater.
You did?
Yeah, in downtown Lexington. That's, they sometimes, they'll play old movies and stuff, but they also play current releases. And I saw it with several of my friends, and I showed up 10 minutes late, and it was a completely sold out show. And so they had to sit without me so I sat by myself in the back of the theater, very back row, next to a bunch of people I didn't know. But it was... So, and I was like 10 minutes late, so I've rewatched it since.
Number.
I missed the opening number. I got there and they were in the middle of towards the end of the opening number, and I was kind of like, and then I caught up.
Yeah. That's amazing. That opening number. Again, everything is in camera, so this wasn't shot on a soundstage with the kind of things they do now. So they had to block off. I'm going to look that up. I want to know how he did it, because there's a whole ramp in Los Angeles, because you can see the city skyline in the background with 1,000 cars. How did and probably 200, 300 dancers on a on-ramp. How in the world they pulled that off?
People in LA didn't even notice, because traffic is already so bad.
I wonder if it was under construction or if it was a new ramp being built that they got access to. I don't know how they pulled that off. Because there's no way the city would let you shut down a thoroughfare like that.
Yeah.
Even for a movie in Tinseltown. I don't think you could do that.
I'm not bored by you. I just all of a sudden have been hit with a case of the Yannis.
It's probably because you've been
It's because I'm a big fan of his work.
doping. Whatever you're on.
Yanni, why don't you get any of my jokes today? Like, I'm slang and you're not appreciating. And so it's like, how can I be expected to perform?
Oh, Yanni.
Yeah. And then he says, you didn't clear his points. Completely terrible. Anyway, it's because I've been doping.
Yeah, you've got a sinus
I have had
condition.
and continue to have a sinus headache since I woke up this morning. I've taken 2 Advil. I've taken 2 Dayquil. It's helped a touch, but this whole still front of my head is hurting. It's hurting. Yeah, I wouldn't say severely now, but earlier today, it was really killing me, and I was having to do everything I could to really focus. Are you resting? Are you tired? Are you resting your head against the microphone cover? Why don't you just lay across it?
By the way, if folks want to help us out with a topic, or if they got a question or a comment, you can do so. Go to ideas@leeandhaley.com.
Okay, so speaking of, every week our staff submits questions, ideas, whatever, to us, and so let's get to those.
Okay, so if the staff is hosting their own production of Wicked, who's playing who?
Okay, now I have seen Wicked on the traveling Broadway show. I have not seen the new movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet either.
Okay, but you've seen it. You saw it on Broadway in New York. You also saw the traveling show.
Yes.
So you're a little more familiar with it. It was maybe 15 years ago when I saw the show. So I don't really remember a lot of the other characters except Glinda and Elphaba. So
if I were casting, here's what I would do.
So you tell me, and I'm going to look the people up that you say.
I'm going to give you the starring role of Elphaba.
Oh!
No one could be a better Wicked Witch than you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. An outcast.
Yeah.
Mortifies other people.
Sure.
That's you.
Thank you.
Glinda, no one else
Congratulations.
could play it better than Nikita.
Oh, she is so
She is
light and
popular.
beautiful and blonde and popular.
Right. She floats down on a bubble
She floats down on a bubble.
and then floats off whenever happy hour shows up.
She's like,
Glinda the Good
I
Witch
love the bubbles of the Chardonnay.
is Nikita. And you and Nikita are buddies, and you're
Yes.
becoming better buddies, it seems, all the time. So you're a lot like Glinda and Elphaba.
Yeah.
Now, the school marm,
School marm.
well, the lady who
Wicked.
actually created the tornado that brought Dorothy, That would be played by Bridget, because she's a bit of a sorceress herself.
Okay. I'm trying to look it up because
Yeah.
you didn't give me anything.
Oh. Now, I think
That'd be played by Bridget. Okay.
Yeah. Nua would play the fella that I guess is the love interest of
Played by
Glenda.
Jonathan Bailey from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Glenda and also Elphaba. You know, he's kind of
He's
flopping
a little-
around there.
Flopping around.
Yeah.
Pull your shorts
He
up,
ends
Johnny.
up being the scarecrow. Yes. Yeah. That would be Nua. He's built like a scarecrow.
Yeah.
And Kelly
Mm-hmm.
would be the sister to Elphaba who had a house dropped on her. Starts off in a wheelchair until she gets the ruby slippers, which creates the ability to walk.
Yes.
As we all know.
Yeah.
Anytime you wear ruby slippers, you are
Dance across the room.
kinetic.
You are kinetic.
You move.
Is that why you often wear
And then, of course,
red slip-ons?
Here
we go.
the professor, the goat.
Oh, the goat.
Well, the actual goat. He's a goat.
Oh, I thought you were in like the Tom Brady sense.
No.
For me, the Peyton Manning sense.
Because he's sort of weird and an outcast.
Congratulations on the role.
They don't want him teaching at the academy anymore for wizards or whatever they are. No a day. He looks like a goat. He's going to play an outcast.
And what are you going to be?
Who else but the wizard?
Who else but the wizard?
Correct. I'll be the wizard.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
And I, of course, have all the answers for you girls. Come see me.
All right, Nikita and I will as soon as you pay our tab here at the Wizarding Bar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there we are. There's the cast. Wizard of Oz.
There it is. I like it.
Well, Wicked. Wicked. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you know.
I already told you that story. I told it on the air. I don't know how you would know it, but there's a true story of in the Wizard of Oz movie, they were looking for a jacket to give Frank Morgan, who played the wizard, and they found one at a secondhand store in Chicago. And while they're dry cleaning the thing for production, they realized there was a name sewn in. It happened to be Frank L. Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
and the weirdest coincidence of all time.
That is so insane.
That of all the jackets in all the world, whenever there is a wizard, whoever is or was, is never going to bring me down. Yeah, that's what you'll sing.
That was so good.
Because you don't cooperate with me.
Nope. All right, next question. Hit us with it.
Oh, okay. Are we done with that one?
Yeah, my headache is starting to really zoom back in. So.
When did you start feeling like an actual adult? I don't think I have ever felt that way.
Really?
If I'm being perfectly honest, no. Now, I've felt the responsibility of adulthood, but I've never felt like an adult. But maybe that's because I don't have kids. So I don't have to be the adult. I mean, I do adult things, obviously. I pay my bills. I pay taxes. I do adult things.
That is such a weird thing to say.
But I don't feel like, oh, now I'm a grown up.
Yeah, like you're a homeowner. You own a car. You pay your insurance. You pay taxes. You have a driver's license.
Yeah, but I don't feel like an old person. Until you guys shame. That's the thing. I am giddy. I'm happy. I'm just Peter Pan running around with the Lost Boys, trying to find my way until one of you will go, hey, Peppa. And I'm like, what?
One of you being who?
You and your little helpers.
Nikita, Bridget.
You and your flying monkeys.
Yeah, me and my little flying monkeys. Sure. We're sorry. I guess I don't.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something hyper recent that has made me feel like an adult and made me feel it's probably the most proud I have felt of myself in a while. Guess what I did over Thanksgiving?
What'd you do?
I made from start to finish my first ever
A duty.
duty. I've always needed help. And once I did it on my own, I was like, the freedom, the privacy, the joy. No, from start to finish, my very first turkey.
No.
I was in charge of the turkey this year. Wow. Bought me a big old frozen butterball. It takes 200 years for that sucker to thaw out. But then once that was over, I did the brining. I did the letting it, marinate and all that stuff. Did the,
How was it?
Freaking fantastic. I used an Allison Roman turkey recipe. Allison Roman, fabulous chef. She has cookbooks and also a YouTube channel. I used her dry.
Does she have the obvious Roman nose?
No. Well, you know the Romans. But anyway, she's absolutely fabulous. My dad, and I quote, said, "This is the best turkey I've ever had." And I said,
and your mother walked out of the house.
She did. And so now my turkey was great. My parents are now no longer together, but I'd say it was worth it. Yeah. Even I took one bite off the plate when we were carving it right before the meal. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was the best turkey I've ever had. And I made it. It's the first one I've ever done. Guys, I was always so terrified of the turkey. Like, I kind of helped my mom here and there throughout life. Like, literally, I might like help cut it a little bit. Or like if she's like, baste it. I'm like, okay. But I've never done a whole one. I did the whole thing start to finish. And I was so proud.
And you baked this?
Yeah, in the oven.
Okay.
So good. And I'm so proud of myself. So that is something that I've done recently. I'm like, okay, good. I'm doing this thing now.
Good for you.
I guess next I'll pay my back taxes and then I'm good to go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My dad really said, this is the best turkey I've ever had. And I said, are you just saying that? Because I assumed he was. He was like, no, seriously. And I was like, okay. I didn't think so because I tasted it myself and it was freaking off the charts.
Yeah. What if he had said, I'm just saying that?
He would have said, well, I think he would have said, no, it could have used this because that morning, my dad is type 2 diabetic. And so I'd had instant oatmeal in the house. And he likes to eat oatmeal in the morning with like cinnamon and butter and all that stuff. Well, I gave him instant. And then later, my mom goes, I said, how's that oatmeal this morning? And he goes, it was all right. My mom was like, Perry, you don't need to say that. And he goes, I mean, it was good. It just wasn't what I usually have. And I said, but Mom, it was so funny. I think he kind of didn't think. It was just very funny. I said, well, Dad, I don't care.
So he felt he needed to make it up by lying about the turkey.
No, he meant it about the turkey. The oatmeal, he meant it too. It wasn't that great.
Okay. Now you've sown some doubt into his testimony.
No, he was honest about that he didn't like the oatmeal. If he was lying about the turkey, he would have also lied about the oatmeal.
But is this not your father who's trying to make you feel good?
Yeah, but...
Will you address the people of the jury and tell us who your father is? Of course he lied to you about it. He already hurt your feelings about the oatmeal. So yes, he needed to make up for it. And this was his opportunity. And he took it. And there, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
Thank you, Matlock, the Kathy Bates version.
I was a little more feminine than she was.
I love her. Okay.
All right. Have you ever regifted a Christmas gift from someone and not told them?
From someone. Oh, so have I? Okay, someone's given something to me and I've given it away. Probably.
Yeah, I don't recall. Maybe.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. I'm sure I have, or maybe just tried to use it once, or just kind of put it in a cabinet somewhere. But nothing springs to mind, unfortunately. Okay.
All right. You're tasked, Bridget wrote this. You're tasked with coming up with a new reality dating TV show, which I'm suspicious that Bridget's got an offer out there, and she's wanting us to help her get the gig.
Okay.
What are the rules and concepts for this, and what's the title?
Okay. Dating contest. Was this question just posed to me? Are you not going to contribute in any way? You're just staring at me.
Well, I'm thinking.
Okay.
You're tasked with coming up with a new reality dating TV show. What are the rules and concepts?
I've never felt attraction or love stronger than when I was in middle school going to church camp. So for me, I feel like you got to set up a bunch of single adults in little cabins, boys over here, girls over here. And then it's just typical summer camp activity. You got money to spend at the snack bar. You're going to the pool. You're going horseback riding. You're going canoeing. You're getting tons of bug bites all over you. Maybe you get points to buy calamine lotion. You rub it on someone near you.
Have you seen Naked Attraction?
Yes, I have.
Bridget is the one that told me about the BBC show.
Yeah.
It may not be BBC, but it's English.
Mm-hmm. It's adults only, guys.
Channel 4. Yes, and they meet each other naked.
Yeah.
And then they go, well, they got like 6 people. Then they select which one they want, and then they
Based purely on body.
Then they have to get naked,
Yeah.
and then they go on a date clothed, and it never works out.
No, it never does.
Their theory they're throwing out there is let's eliminate all the pretense, get to the basic attraction of one another. You choose the person based on that, and then the relationship will grow. Well, it never works.
Because that's not how it works.
Of course not. There's more to life than body parts.
Right.
Says no one.
Okay. So the very first thing that's ever attracted you to someone was their body, and that's it. That's all that mattered. And from there, you built a wonderful.
Of course not.
Okay.
Anyway.
But God, I keep trying.
I watched that show, and I got bored with it. It becomes almost like a medical show for me because I'm not even listening to what they're. It's like it's dull. I mean, there's naked people.
You can only
but
see so many parts.
You
so
start
you're
to
like,
understand, like when doctors say, "If I see another one of those,"
Yeah.
it's just how they would become anesthetized to the whole process of the human form. If that's
Sure.
all you see all day, it would not be titillating in any way.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens if you watch that show.
Well,
enough.
listen, I can't speak for all women or gay men or whatever. I can't speak for all people that are sexually attracted to men. Nothing about the male genitalia for me is
You don't like that.
yeah. I don't, it does what it does, but not the actual part. Am I like, my
you like
God,
the
that's
functionality,
gorgeous.
but
Sure.
not the aesthetic.
Yeah, I've never seen, one and been like, do you mind if I take a quick Polaroid of that?
Yes.
know?
Right, I got it.
Or so like on that show.
But some women do, though.
Some women or some
like, yeah,
people
please,
that are attracted. Yeah.
send me a photo.
Sure. But I'm not one of those people. And so for me, the show, I'd be like, I wouldn't base it on that. I would be attracted to a certain body type. But on that show, the people get fully naked. And I'd never be like, that's the ding dong I want to go on a date with.
You know what? What? You just made me think of it.
I want a king dong bar.
Yes.
Okay, what are you serious?
I should have got one before we left. We were at a place today that
we went
sells
to lunch,
these
yeah.
homemade ding dongs, the round chocolate cakes with the cream in the middle.
And the icing on top.
Oh, I should have got one of those.
Now, if that's what they showed, and he's holding
In front
a
of, yeah.
ding dong in front of it,
Yeah.
and the size of the little cake corresponds to the size of the business. Now we're
Oh,
talking.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it a mini or is it a full-blown bakery style?
Or did they try to throw you off?
Oh,
You don't know what it is.
You got to eat that thing.
You gotta eat it first. Yep, sure.
Hey, we got a show.
We gotta. That's it. It's
Yeah.
called
King Dong.
King Dong Dating.
Yeah. A ding dong dating.
Ding Dong Dating.
Right?
All right, so that kind of there we go. Bridget, we've answered your question. We'd like you to submit an application to be one of our producers on Ding Dong Dating.
Best gift giver in your family.
I would say me or my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom puts an insane,
I will
in a
say
good way,
your mom.
in my family.
Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, really, I mean, I'm not going to spend $1 bajillion, but if there's something I see and I really think someone would like it, or if it's something they've said, I kind of don't care how much it costs, I'm getting it. Because I love to see, obviously within reason and within my means, but I just love to give a gift that I know someone's going to love. And especially something that they wouldn't buy themselves. That they're like, that's, I would love to have that, but I'm not going to. Sometimes it's hard for people to, quote unquote, treat themselves.
I think I used to be the best gift giver, but since the downsizing.
In my family?
Yeah, in your family. But since the downsizing, I've not.
Since the accident.
Yeah. I don't spend as much as I used to. So
You do, just not on certain things.
Right. But I used to really go overboard and get people stuff.
Yeah.
But
You've shifted where the money goes.
yes, now it goes to the attorneys.
On account of the problems. No, my mom Christmas shops kind of and Christmas and holiday and birthdays, whatever, all year long. My mom is always really thinking ahead, and she puts a lot of thought and meaning behind gifts. Even a last minute gift for someone, she really thinks. Like my mom her whole heart is in every gift she gives, and I really like that. And so I try to be more that way the older I get. So I guess I'm just trying to be my mom. I gotta beat that old broad in the gift giving department. No.
The goat professor asked, if you were stranded on a desert island and had to survive for 2 weeks before being rescued, how would you go about it?
Okay, so rescue is guaranteed, and the goat man is no a day.
Yeah.
So rescue is guaranteed in 2 weeks. All right, well, I'm going to need... Okay. Well, I wish he had put more parameters. Like, how many items do we have? Did our plane crash there? Did our boat crash there? We don't know how we got there.
Well, I don't know if there's a Cuisinart sitting next to you. Let's just...
I mean, I know Cuisinart, but what? They make a lot of products.
Well, yeah, but
what is it, a toaster? That will do us no good, Lee.
Why can't it just be whatever's around you?
So we're there in our clothes and nothing else.
You're going to figure out how to survive for 2 weeks.
Well, the most important thing, we got to find fresh water.
Right.
I've watched a lot of Naked and Afraid. Water, shelter, food, fire.
Right.
Food last, actually.
Is it a tropical? Well, it says island. Desert island. So we'll assume it's hot.
It's a tropical. Yeah, there are palm trees, in my mind.
I'm probably going to be naked in the first 3 hours.
Why?
I got to get comfortable. It's hot.
Okay, I might I'll have my shorts and bra on.
Oh,
if it's like super hot.
Whatever you want to do. I don't care.
But you're...
Yeah.
Oh, we're stranded. Somehow your khakis become tearaway pants. I don't know why.
Look, I found a ding dong.
Oh, my God. Okay, so for me, the biggest annoyance would be bugs, like bug bites,
Sure.
And lack of food, I could deal with no food for 2 weeks.
We could create a spear to go spear fish.
Yes. We could catch crab. We could catch fish.
Crab's
if there are
gonna be
coconuts.
hard, and then we got to get fire, though. That's
we got to get fire.
Rub sticks together, sticks and stones. You got to create some kind of flint rock situation. Maybe we got a lighter.
Yeah. So survival things, we need to find fresh water first. Then you get to work on fire while I'm building us a shelter.
You're going to build a shelter.
Well, at least a lean-to to get us through the first night.
I kind of feel like you're not going to do anything. I think you're going to supervise.
Listen, I don't want to see your naked ass bent over building a fire. So I'll be up to something, but at least 200 paces east.
Here's the problem you got. It's called a precedent. When we did the Naked and Afraid, you pulled up a chair and watched me do all of this.
Because I wasn't part of it. It was your segment. I was just a bystander. It wasn't Lee and Haley Naked and Afraid. It was Lee Cruz Naked and Afraid.
I didn't even want to do that.
I was fully clothed and flabbergasted. That was the show I was on.
Flabbergasted? Is that the show?
Fully clothed and flabbergasted.
You got to watch a guy build a shelter.
Watch a guy naked and afraid in his brother's backyard in a metropolitan area.
It's not a metropolitan area.
Okay,
it's
we
a
weren't
farm.
in the wilderness.
It's
it was
close.
a farm with a gas station within arm's reach.
It's not a Marriott.
Did he have running water and a massive indoor or a massive walk-in swimming pool with a slide and a diving board?
But that's not where I was.
How many butts are you going to say?
I was in the woods.
Okay. All right.
And it's not fun to be naked in the woods.
Then why did you strip off on this island?
You guys made me do it.
Who made you?
Oh, you're talking about on the imaginary island. Oh, yes, on the imaginary.
All right, so basically we're going to do the basic survival methods and then basically just tough it out. I'll be counting down the days to rescue like I count down the days to Christmas.
All right. Well, yeah, there's got to be plants to eat or coconuts. Climb a tree, shake coconuts loose.
Yeah.
Crack them open. Drink the milk, coconut milk. If we can't boil the water, well, of course, what if there is no fresh water? If there's fresh water, we just drink it.
Yeah.
Why do we got to boil it?
We don't have to. We need to, but we shouldn't. I mean, we don't have to.
I don't know if there's any parasites, though.
I don't want to know. I just want to boil it to be safe and drink hot water.
If it's coming downhill, more than likely it's going to be pretty clean.
Who said that?
I did. I just said it.
Oh, I guess I'm hearing it then.
Yeah. It's spring
water.
water.
I thought if it goes through I guess if it's
its own filtration.
It's filtering through the ground. I envisioned like it's trickling down a hill, and I was like, a guy could be up there peeing right now. There could be one other guy here.
Does he have a cell phone? We'll talk to him.
It's Noah Day with a men's tie tied around his head. He's like, I've been here for 2 weeks.
Just. All right.
Is that it?
I think that's it. That's
Guys,
all the questions.
It. This is our first December episode of Lee and Haley Overtime. We appreciate you tuning in and listening. We hope your Thanksgiving was great. We hope your Christmas season is off to a great start.
Wait a minute. Is this the first ever December episode? When did we start this?
Earlier this year?
What episode? Because we're getting close to 52, right?
Oh, as in weeks of the year. I thought you were just saying like 52 is a big marker for you. You're like, 52 something. Let me look it up, Joe.
Yeah, because I don't know. Maybe we started last December.
This is episode 40. This will be episode 45.
Okay, so maybe it was January we started.
No, this will be episode 46. It appears yeah.
Okay, so this is 46 or 47?
This is 46.
So we must have started right around December or January. We've almost come upon a year of this. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
How about that, everybody?
How about that?
Well, we want to thank people for hanging in there with us.
We do. So, yeah, but we'll have obviously our big celebration with episode 52 when it rolls around in about 6 weeks. Yeah. It's going to be huge for us.
6 weeks? We're at 47.
46. This is 46.
Oh, okay. Well, then 6 weeks.
Right!
Yes.
Guys, please join us for our 52nd episode celebration.
And please help support our sponsor, Domiano Pizza, Pasta, and Beer. Also bourbon, too. It's located at 503 South Upper Street, as we said, right across from Target. All the delicious food. Handcrafted pizzas, calzone, sandwiches. They got every kind of dish, including gluten-free pizza if you need that. Penne, pasta. Oh, I love the vodka penne. That's wonderful. So anyway, join them for happy hour, which is fantastic, and save a ton of money and enjoy some of the best Italian food out there. Domiano, again, located at 503 South Upper Street in Lexington.
So good. Thank you all for listening. We hope you have a lovely rest of your day and rest of the week. We love you. God loves you. Hang in there. We'll see you next week. Bye.
That was me blowing the kiss.
Yeah, no, he's got those tender lips.